A retirement savings strategy isn't static. It needs to change and adapt as you move through different life stages. In other words, a 23-year-old will approach retirement investment differently to someone who's, say, 58. Life changes, and so should your retirement planning. There isn't a simple one-size-fits-all plan for retirement saving. For one thing, we all face different circumstances, and for another, life just doesn't follow a completely predictable trajectory. Despite this, there are some broad truths that usually apply to different age groups.
Young adulthood, ages 21 to 35. Even though you are possibly earning well below your earning potential, this age group stands to benefit the most from the power of compounding. You need to start saving now, even if it is with a small contribution. The most important things for young people to consider are portfolio suitability and cost structure. Young savers need to have a portfolio that is engineered to ensure they benefit from compounding.
Now, at this age, you need to have sufficient exposure to growth assets, such as listed property and equity. However, with this exposure comes risk. The advantage of youth from an investment perspective is that you have time on your side. Your money has more time to recover from market pullbacks and dips. It's equally important for young savers to consider costs and fees in their investments. Now, a high cost structure can be a significant drag on portfolio returns over the long term.
Early midlife, ages 36 to 50. From your early to mid-30s, your expenditure tends to increase. You buy a house, upgrade your car, start a family. On the other hand, you're also more likely to be far more settled in your career and earn more than in your 20s. At this stage in your life, the issue of debt management becomes critical, as well as protecting your income, especially once you have children. It's typically at this stage of your life that you start to incur high levels of debt.
Appropriate management of debt is critical to long-term financial success, as over-indebtedness can ruin you. In this age range, you should not need to focus on the balance between managing debt and ensuring your retirement saving goes according to plan. There is often a difficult tension between the two because life events tend to be prioritized, leaving little left for saving.
This is a time in your life where discipline in saving is arguably the most important. We're quick to look for excuses to use savings to pay down debt, but very few of us have the discipline to actually save the freed up money once debt is paid off. It is important to distinguish between expensive and inexpensive debt. Paying off credit cards and loans is getting rid of expensive debt. But some debt, like a mortgage, might not be that expensive, relatively speaking.
There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to electing to settle debt instead of saving. Ideally, you should force your cost of living lower and try to do both. If you have not started saving for retirement, remember that it is never too late to start. Finally, don't neglect life insurance and disability insurance. You want to ensure that your family could survive financially without pulling from retirement savings should something happen to you.
Later midlife, ages 50 to 65. Now, it's natural for you to become more conservative as you approach retirement, especially as your retirement nest egg grows in size. Now, at this age, you would also have seen others lose everything due to imprudent decision-making or, well, to scams. Traditional advice suggests you gradually shift out of equities in favor of less risky asset classes like cash and bonds as you head towards retirement. However, we're living longer, and advisors are starting to advocate for leaving a greater proportion of your retirement savings in equities for longer. Remember, at age 60, you may very well have another 30 years to live, equal to the amount of time you've been saving up until that point.
The tendency to become too conservative as you approach retirement needs to be managed by your financial advisor to ensure that it does not become too destructive to your financial position over time. At this stage, it's important to save as much as you can, given you are most likely at your peak earning potential.
This is also the time to look into long-term care insurance, which will help cover the costs of a nursing home or home care should you need it. If you don't properly plan for health-related expenses, especially unexpected ones, they can decimate your savings. Now, with the rapid advances in the medical field, it's becoming increasingly likely that we can enjoy a high quality of life and physical health even at a very advanced age. You definitely want to have enough in the bank to ensure that you can take advantage of advanced aging and health solutions. Now, in this way, you can continue to enjoy your life with your family and friends and not be a burden to them.
When you've reached retirement, many retirement savings guides end abruptly at retirement age and offer little to no advice in the actual retirement period. Because it is usually so far in the future and difficult for us to conceptualize, savers tend to think of a retirement as an event. It can be an extremely emotional time for people. Many have gotten used to getting up in the morning and going to work as they have been doing so for 35 to 40 years. And to lose this structure could be quite traumatic.
Now, everyone will view retirement differently based on their experiences and their expectations. Those who have saved sufficient capital may look forward to it with a great deal of excitement. Those who have not saved enough money may view it with a sense of trepidation. Others may be largely indifferent to the whole matter. Now, during retirement, your exposure to risk obviously adjusts downward. However, it is important not to become ultra-conservative immediately, as you'll likely forego significant growth in your portfolio and very quickly begin to underperform inflation. In effect, the value of your savings will start to decrease. The important thing is that you understand where you are and adjust your plan accordingly.